Hello and welcome to Helluva Podcast. I'm Alex.
And I'm Audie, the O.
And today we are doing another tier list. We are, the episodes?
The
I forgot what we were doing for a second.
Helluva Boss episodes.
Yes.
Not the shorts. Yet.
I feel like that's a separate tier list, but also I feel wrong doing a tier list of the shorts before we've actually talked about them on the podcast, which we will do.
Yeah, I think maybe even our next bonus after this. We should analyze
unless we have a reason to keep on the tier list grind.
Yeah. I feel like there's so many things we could tier list for. I'd love to do has-been songs at one point.
Yeah, and the characters we wanted. That was one of the ones.
Ships.
But at some point, I promise before season 2,
Season 3. Wow.
We will talk about the shorts.
Yes.
But
we are including the pilot in this, but otherwise it's just all of the normal Helluva Boss episodes.
Yes.
So there are 20 in total that we're going to be tiering from S through A, B, C, D, F, no E, because...
How did you say S through and then read them all?
S, A, B, C, D, F is what I meant to say. Fucking Mr. Pedantic Pants over here.
Because you said it like S through A.
No, I know.
And then B, C, D, E.
Yeah, no, I did say it weird, but I thought we were just going to gloss over it, and now we're talking about it, and we're still talking about it, and we're moving on. So I guess we just jump right in.
Yeah.
Also, this is the first episode we're doing and releasing on Ko-Fi early, so hi Ko-Fi people.
Hi Ko-Fi people.
Hello, lovely. Let's start.
I didn't even know what you were trying to say.
Lovely listeners, I think.
There you go, okay.
All right.
The pilot.
The pilot. Not Murder Family. The pilot.
The pilot. What happens in the pilot?
They kill that kid.
The IMP song originates here.
Yes.
So that's... They
Blitz.
kill the kid.
Brandon Rogers says the R slur.
That's true.
So that's worth noting.
Fully, not halfly, like in the other episode. Also, the fuck is insurance?
Yeah.
Line is from this, but not only that, but it starts the insurance pipeline that we talk about a lot, where he now knows what insurance means and the office is insured.
So there are some good moments in it. It is just generally edgier, not always in the best ways than the rest of the show.
That's true. It has Not My Stolus in it.
Oh god, yeah. Not My Millie either.
Not My Millie,
but less violently about that, because she does a fine job voice acting her.
Yeah, and also the character, the character is more similar. Like, Stolas' character, the fact that he was supposed to originally be a villain, I feel like shows in the pilot.
Yeah.
Which I'm still not totally thinking that's against what's actually going to happen. But, so some really bad things, some really good things.
Yeah.
Not F, I don't think.
No. I'd say lower middle, maybe, like C?
C, and then we can move it if we need to.
Yeah, we did a lot of adjusting in our songs tier list if you haven't listened to that. So, don't worry. Don't panic if we put your favorite episode in F tier.
It might move.
It might move. It might not, but...
Yeah. Murder Family.
Murder Family, I think very good pilot.
Yes, I think great pilot, sets up a lot.
There are a lot of elements to Murder Family that I wish had stayed consistent throughout the rest of the series. Mm-hmm. And also just like that vibe of like Team IMP going on a mission has sort of been relegated to the shorts now. But I really like that energy, and I'd like to see more episodes like that.
I would too. And I think also, you think about the Murder Family is like, a 20-something minute episode, and it has so much in it. It introduces Stolas and Blitz, and like that whole deal, and also their dynamic. Mm-hmm. There's Millie and Moxie and their dynamic. There's the IMP whole thing. Mm-hmm. And then they also are doing like an entertaining mission. Mm-hmm. There's like the world building and like hell and earth and like it's got a lot.
And we talked about this in the shorts, or in the songs tier list as well, but the contrast it has, where it's like, this is a happy little animated, and then all these kids are at school, and then it's like, just kidding, sex, murder, suicide, like, this is an adult show, and I think that contrast is done very funnily and well.
Yeah, it opens the show well, and I think also, like, all the seeding of Moxie stuff in this is really good.
A mob family.
Yeah.
And also of Blitz, with we're ruining a family.
That's true.
We're killing a mother.
Oh my god.
There's a lot of things planted very early on, and I think, what are you thinking? Not S, but
not
maybe,
S.
Maybe A?
Yeah, I would say A or B.
A or B?
We can put it in A for now, and then if we're like, oh fuck, never mind.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like it might be bumped down to B.
Yeah, but we'll put it in A.
We'll put it in A for now. Very solid pilot, I think.
Yeah.
Lululand.
Lululand also sets up a good deal of things. It's our first Via, so that's something.
Yeah, and Stella we see also.
Yeah, not as important.
We meet Robo Fizz.
That I personally love Lululand, but I also am a big Fizz fan, and I also love Robo Fizz. Like, not as I wouldn't enjoy meeting Robo Fizz, but I like the concept.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's on the same or similar level to Murder Family. I don't know that they're both A, so I
think I would maybe put Lululand one down for
Murder. Yeah,
like B. Yeah. Just because what's the song in Lululand? The Lululand song?
Lululand.
Yeah, which is good, but...
Which we did rank fairly high, to be fair, but yeah.
It's just... And it sets up the Stolas and Blitz and... it not sets it up, obviously Murder Family did that, but you see the power dynamics.
Yeah.
And the whole circus backstory.
Yeah.
So it's packed, but also I would go back and watch Murder Family. I don't know that I would, I have rewatched Lululand, obviously, but
not on its own.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, I feel good about that. In B. Spring Broken.
Spring Broken, I am not a huge fan of.
No, me neither.
Okay, I was gonna say, I know you like the song.
Yeah.
But...
No, it's...
I don't think it's F. I don't, hate it.
No, I'd say C at the highest.
I would probably put it in D.
In D?
Just because, again, just like I said the song was, it's forgettable for me.
Yeah. But there's a lot of good lines like the, I am not a possum.
Oh, I forgot that's all Spring Broken, yeah.
The high five, which is then paralleled in Sin's Miss.
That's true. Maybe
she totally
C.
pegs you.
Maybe C.
Yeah, I feel C.
Yeah, because it does have some good lines, but the majority of it is kind of I felt like that one dragged on a little.
I agree, yeah. But we also get Luna and Tex, which then turns into Tex and B.
But it doesn't turn into something for so long. Because Queen Bee.
Yeah, but Queen Bee is end of season 1.
Yeah, but Queen Bee is 8 and this is 3.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I feel good about C, though.
Yeah.
Okay, Cherubs.
We used to hate this episode.
We did. It's still definitely not in the least favorites, but it does have merit to it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what happens in Cherubs.
They're trying to make this guy not kill himself.
Yeah, well, I know that.
Or no, they're trying to make him kill himself.
Yes,
My bad.
Well, obviously. But, is there good quotes in it? Is, there's the popcorn thing starts in this episode, where Blitz pulling out the popcorn.
Yeah.
That's in this episode. And his horse.
Millie and Moxie have a fun... the fight scene at the end is very fun. The fight scene...
Yeah, I was going to say, that's what I was trying to think of.
Yeah.
I don't like this episode, but the fight scene here is really underrated. It's one of the better ones.
Yeah. I don't think I'd put Cherubs above Spring Broken, though, or the pilot.
I would honestly put it... Right now, my brain is, not putting it in F because it has one good thing. I would put it in D.
Yeah, okay, good. I was gonna say...
Yeah. You're saved, Cherubs, even though we hate you.
Yeah. Not Western
Watch us
Energy.
just not put anything in F.
Surely there will be. What the fuck is this called? Harvest Moon.
Harvest Moon.
Harvest Moon's a good one.
Bro, don't know his episodes.
I kept thinking Western Energy, but that's the other one.
Harvest Moon is a good episode.
It's good. We get Stryker.
Mm-hmm.
We get... What else we get?
We get Millie and Moxie, the whole, power dynamic, and
Millie's family. Sally Mae intro.
Sally Mae. Sorry.
I don't there's a lot of, stuff introduced about Millie and, stuff regarding Millie in this episode, but I don't actually like how they handle her character in it, so it kind of cancels out.
Neither here nor there. We also have Old Stryker in this episode.
Yeah.
Let's see. There's the song Sweet Victory.
Moxie, go fuck yourself. Yeah. Sweet victory.
There's Stolas being so blatant about
so faggy.
A whole bunch of toxic masculinity and projecting toxic masculinity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. I would rewatch it. It's a fun one. Oh, we have the gay little crop top in this episode as well.
Gay little crop top, yeah.
Bonus point for that.
That's true. That puts it up a whole tier.
Yeah, I don't like how they handle the stuff with Millie, and I feel like a lot of the stuff that happens in Harvest Moon doesn't actually go anywhere. Like, we get introductions to stuff, but, like, I feel like a lot of... Like, the Striker thing, obviously... Well, no, because the killing of Stolas, that's, like, the whole thing. I was gonna say... Obviously, the reason that Western Energy happens is because of Harvest Moon.
Yeah.
But, like, there could have been such a smaller catalyst. And, you know, like, Western Energy does legwork here.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is B too high? I don't know.
I would say C or B.
C or B.
I wouldn't put it with Cherubs. Like, it's not bad.
Yeah. No, I think from a technical standpoint, it's not... as good as others, but it is a fun one to watch.
So that's why I'm thinking C, because like we put the pilot in C because it doesn't, like, it's not great, it's not that accurate, it's a little too edgy, but it has some good moments. And this is kind of the opposite. This is great, it's fun to watch, but it kind of does nothing.
Yeah.
So I think C's a good call.
Yeah. I don't know if we're gonna end up ordering these by tier, but I'm gonna put it at the top of C if that feels okay. Truth Seekers. Here we go, baby.
Truth Seekers was the cream of the crop for us for a while.
This was the shit. And it has its flaws. It always has.
It does.
But it also has things that it does well that none of the other episodes do.
That's true.
Like Millie and Luna in this episode, we've never seen them interact with them. And yeah, they're going to save the dudes, but like they do actually get some one-on-one bonding time that they never get ever again.
Yeah. And I know, turning to the opposite of what you're saying, but also we get a lot of Blitz and Moxie here. Oh,
yes. This was the foundation of so much.
Which I feel like we haven't had a lot of Blitz and Moxie recently.
No.
Like, we did, obviously, in X's and O's, but...
Not even really then.
No. But, like, a little bit. And I feel like if this didn't happen, then X's and O's wouldn't have meant so much for their relationship, you know?
Yeah.
But no, again, that's one of those things where it's like, they did this so well, but is it ever going to be relevant again?
Right.
I will say, so I agree with everything you said. And I really like the fight scenes writing.
Yeah,
but the color scheme and the choreo...
Yeah.
I've always hated the color scheme in the background. Like, that's one thing that really irks me about this episode, is it's just the same. And I know they're in a factory... But it's...
come on.
It's not a factory. What is it? A warehouse? But that's also a factory. What is... It's
a government building.
Yeah, it's very void. And I get... But it's... I don't know. I don't like animation.
It's ugly as hell.
But the animation in the Bad Trip is pretty good.
Yes, all the budget went to the Bad Trip animation. Yeah. That shit's smooth. That shit... And honestly, the Bad Trip animation, like that... Sorry, I have to cough. Excuse me.
Watch that break our game.
The Bad Trip portion of this episode is just so, like, for Blitz and Moxie as a duo, but also Blitz. We learned so much here.
This is, I think, this, obviously, X's and O's is the one that made us crazy. But the Truth Seekers, like, that was the foundation of all of our theories.
Yeah.
The reason I thought Fizz was an abuser.
Yeah.
No, it was Ozzy's. But,
It was both.
It was both.
Yeah.
I think B.
I was thinking
or
A.
Yeah. Because I was thinking, like, decently on par with Lululand, but then I forgot we have Murder Family in A, so I'm going to say A too.
Yeah. Cool.
But honestly, I would think maybe, like, put it to the top of A just for now. Because I don't think it's going to be S.
Yeah. No, I was thinking, though, like, it has potential.
It has potential, but it's not quite there.
Yeah. At a certain point, if we were doing just season 1 episodes, 100% it'd be an S.
Yes,
but
obviously.
Now we've had a lot more since then. Okay. Aussies. Another cream of the crop for me.
Yeah, and it definitely was, like, season 1 cream of the crop for sure.
Yeah. It was also the season 1 effective finale for a while because we didn't have Queen Bee until, like, midway through season 2 or something.
Yeah.
So...
And like, the fight at the end, pretty fundamental, pretty...
Yes.
And, like, them at Aussies. But also, the thing for me is that Aussies is, like... It's an episode that basically happens in one place. Whereas a lot of the... Like, I feel like they've gotten better about not doing that.
Yeah.
It doesn't move a lot. Which has its place. I mean, obviously, as we see in fucking BoJack Horseman with Free Churro. But from this, that's a kind of it knocks it down. Not a lot happened in this episode, actually.
Yeah, this is true.
But there are some good parts. Like, I probably wouldn't put it... I definitely wouldn't put it in an S.
Yeah, I would put it high A, personally.
Because I keep being like, no, it's, like, lower, but then I look at what else we have, and I'm like, wait a minute.
Because it's definitely above Lululand.
Yes. I'm wondering if Lululand should be in B. But we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Because
I'm just thinking, I mean, we get, I mean, the song in Ozzy's, as we said in our song ranking, good banging song. We get, what was I going to say? I had something else. Oh, the car scene. Again, that was the first scene from this show I ever saw, and so I have a certain attachment to it, but...
No, the car scene's good. I mean, I think we've strayed away from this a bit, but for a while we were talking about, like, the fucking single tier and shit. Like, it's good. It's
Blitz
also...
scrolling on his phone at the end, we see his mom.
Oh my god, I forgot that's this
and
episode.
Little Fizz.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
It does...
I forgot about the house stuff. I, for some reason, thought that was Queen Bee. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, no, that bumps it for me.
Yeah.
Another thing, too, is I am like, oh, yes, definitely above Lululand, and I'm even thinking maybe above Truth Seekers and Murder Family, but I don't think it's S.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Just top of A tier.
Yeah.
Okay. Queen Bee.
Well, I'm going to say Queen Bee is good because of all my addiction recovery shit, because I'm me. Mm-hmm. So what do you think?
I think it has good bones.
I don't like B in here. Like most of it. Like the song.
Yeah, it's a little... It doesn't really do much for me.
Real.
It's not very rewatchable to me. I mean, certain parts, but, you know, definitely not the whole episode with the big-ass song and everything. And it kind of, to me, feels more like, okay, we got Kesha.
Yeah.
Here's Kesha in this episode. And then we get, like, some, you know, very important insight into Blitz and, like, I don't want to say development. I don't know that he gets better, but, like, you know, very important Blitz shenanigans happening. Mm-hmm. And his relationship with Luna also kind of has a pivotal moment. But there's not enough of it there for it to be a very good episode. To me, it kind of feels obscured by the, here's Kesha, which is fair, it's Kesha.
Yeah. But I think the song being so fucking long docks it down a lot. I agree with that.
Yeah.
That said, though, the scene, especially the scene at the end between Luna and Blitz is pretty big for me. Like, that's a good scene, and it's well written.
Yeah.
Also, there's the scene with, like, B talking to Luna and being like, I can feel the vibe of the people at my parties, and then Luna getting defensive. Like, I think that was also really well done. It entirely depends on if we actually get more B in Vortex or not.
Yeah.
Because that is all set up really well in this episode, but I don't. And
we've
gotten a little more B in Mastermind, but I don't know that we'll get a lot more.
Yeah.
And so, like, I think that's, yeah.
Yeah. I don't really like other, like, this stuff with Blitz is fine, but Luna in general in this episode, I don't love what they do with her.
Yeah, especially because we don't get a lot of Luna.
Yeah, it once again feels like she's a vessel for Blitz, and
That's
then they have their
true,
moment, and then also, like, when it is just Luna on her own at this party, she's being all, like, I was gonna say catty, she's a wolf, but wolfy, but all, like, you know, not vibing with any of the other girls there.
Yeah, she's very not like other girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I guess I read it mostly as, like, awkwardness, but I think you are right.
I think it's both for sure,
Yeah.
but, like, the immediate hostility towards B, which is complicated because it's Vortex's girlfriend, but also it's over a man, then that's also...
Yeah, I didn't like that either.
Yeah. This is...
I think I whenever I think of that, I think of how B reacts, and that's what I really like of her being like, girl, no.
Yeah.
Love you. Like,
no, I do,
being such a girl's girl.
I do like that it sort of takes you off guard, but the show itself isn't good enough about that for me to really...
I don't think I'd put it with Cherubs, though.
Look at their stupid fucking faces.
Yeah.
You want to move them down to F? Sorry.
This happened too with our song when I said I'm looking at their faces and I'm thinking I want to keep them in F.
Yeah. Because I wouldn't put it on par. Well, I might put it on par with Cherubs.
I think I'd put it with C.
I'm okay to put it in C. I think personally I might lower it, but I'm okay with that.
But I think end of C. Yeah,
end of C.
I agree with this.
Okay.
Because I do agree that, like, I hate how Luna's done in it and all of that. But it does have, like, I think the thing that's stopping me from putting it in, like, D or F is that there are scenes from it that I do regularly think about in analysis. As opposed to, like, Cherubs. I don't give a shit about Cherubs.
Yeah,
like, there's nothing I pull from that I'm like, oh my god, not a thing.
No. They're recurring antagonists and we still don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Okay, time for la creme de la creme, the circus.
Yes, S. No.
S.
We gotta talk about it.
We do, but also do we? S tier.
S.
Surely.
I mean, it's the first episode of season 2. We get backstory. We get
babies.
We get babies.
We get banana pudding and worm horse.
Yeah, and also we get so much. Like, they do the time skips very well. It flows. We get so much backstory of not only just Blitz and Stolas, but also Blitz and Fizz, Blitz's family, home life, growing up, all of that.
Stolas' family as well.
Yeah, and how it relates to each other. But they managed to do so many characters and all of their relationships in, like, one scene.
Yeah.
Which is really impressive.
We also get Owl in a Cage, Stolas Sings, which, you know, at the time was, like, the best song
in the fucking show. The argument.
The
divorce.
Which I probably still know word for word. Gosh.
One day I'll post that film project.
Oh, gosh. Yeah. So I think that's a safe S tier.
I think that's
for
S, yeah.
sure. Hello, scroll up, please. S tier. Hell yeah.
And we could vamp more about that, too, I'm sure.
Okay. Seeing Stars is silent.
Yeah. I was like, no, it's fucking not. It's an episode.
I don't know if that bit worked, but I hope...
If you get it, let us know.
Yeah.
I want to move them to F.
The Cherubs. I just keep looking at their stupid fucking faces.
I just kept looking at them.
There are good enough moments, but, like, you know, as a...
Yeah. Sometimes people do tiers where there's, like, one below F. And if there was one below F... I wouldn't put them there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally.
But I think it's one of those episodes that you could completely take out of the series.
Yeah.
And so that's why I think F.
Yeah. Cherubs is like, I'd say it's the worst of the show.
Yeah.
So
and because I was like looking at it and I was like, we're not going to put anything below Cherubs.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Okay, so Seeing Stars. Similar level to... It's not a very good one.
Yeah, it's not.
And I think this might be our most controversial one because a lot of people really like Seeing Stars.
Yeah.
Because Stolas' ugly ass human form that people fuck for some reason.
Why? He's like not even a cute twink.
No,
he's a
he's an ugly fucking twink.
I
say this as a twink. To be clear.
He is what I don't want to look like.
Yeah. Opposite of gender envy.
Gender hate.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? I do like how, like, we get a little bit of the Stolas is shitty from another perspective in this episode. That's, like, a good thing.
Yeah.
And we do also get the line of, like, what am I supposed to do? Just call him? And then he calls him and it's like, Blitz!
Yeah, that's a funny moment.
We get the fire and the...
Yeah, I was going to say we get Blitz and Luna adoption background a little bit. So that's important.
Big. That's important. That's big.
But we've got that's something I'm confident we will get more expansion on, but we haven't gotten it yet. So right now it doesn't feel like as big as it could.
I feel like it does shape a lot of everything else, though.
Yeah.
Like, knowing that shapes all the other interactions.
Yeah.
What I was talking about is, like, what is his fake name?
Oh, Brendan Ragers.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that whole thing. I like that as the whole, like, going on the TV show and everything, and all the digs at LA. Like the acid water and shit.
Yeah.
That's good. I do think the sitcom thing was overdone, though. Like, him, like, grabbing the dog and screaming and, like, all that, I think was a little overdone. But yeah, so not F.
No, I'd say maybe D.
I would say
also
D.
I'm looking. I feel like Western Energy should be bumped up. Not Western Energy, sorry. Harvest Moon should be bumped up to B.
With Luland, in B.
In B.
Like the girl. and then their D. Seeing Stars is D.
Is D. Which is a shame because it had a lot of potential as an episode.
It did.
But it is.
And it's between two bangers.
Yes. Oh, here we go. X's and O's. X's and O's.
The only thing I will say about X's and O's is it is so out of the rest of the show.
It is so out of nowhere.
Like, X's and O's feels like its own show. Like, I feel like I think about Helluva and I think of X's and O's, and they're not the same. Like, and it's placed in an awkward place, too, because, like, the circus obviously sets up everything in season 2. Seeing Stars follows on that trail. Like, it's talking about Stolas and Blitz and their girls and everything.
Yeah.
Does it do a lot of things effectively? No, but it's in line. And then Western now you're gonna be confused.
Sorry.
Western Energy is catalyst of the season, so X is just out of place.
It's so out of nowhere.
But I do like that we get Moxie background. Not that it's ever gonna be relevant again, except for
his dad.
That's another thing is like in a vacuum, X's and O's is like top 3 for me. I really love it, but it feels like it didn't need to be there.
It didn't need to be there, and also, I feel like they're trying to just, like Moxie's arc is, like, resolved now, and that's not how that works. It's, like, at the end of that episode, like, he doesn't get to successfully, like, get back at his dad, or, like, stick up to him, really, like he does, but then he gets tasered immediately. So I'm sure we'll get some proper payoff for that, but otherwise it's kind of just, like, all of this childhood daddy trauma he has is just like, no, I'm not scared of you anymore, and it's like, that's not how that works.
It's not.
And so
2 things I want to say. One, I think I've already said this before, but this episode is kind of like, they were like, okay, it's season 2, we want to make this side character a main character, we're going to give them all the background, like shows do, and then they just we're like, nope, you're a side character, and we've talked about that before.
Yeah, they just crap out with Moxie,
and that's why we don't like
his
Moxie
character
recently.
Has suffered so much.
Yes, but and another thing is, fuck, I forgot it. I was like 2 things, and then it was a good critical thought too.
Oh, I hate when that happens.
It'll come to me, I'm sure.
Okay. Yeah, good episode though.
Yeah.
Overall, I definitely A or S. I don't know. How do you feel?
I would not say S.
No, really. I think I agree, but I am surprised by us.
Yeah, I'm disappointed in us.
It's got, it's got, first of all, Dad, I'm bisexual. It's got a lot.
It does,
but
have
it's
a
also
lot.
all of the stuff is just kind of, it's Moxie, you know. It's not like super big for the show as a whole.
Yeah, and I think also it kind of feels like a catalyst. That's what I was gonna say. It feels like a catalyst for Crimson to be in the show when that could have been a scene. We could have had an argument between Moxie and Crimson, and then he could have been in the show and it would have done the same exact thing, as opposed to having an entire episode.
Yeah, not even that it would have done the same exact thing, but like if they don't have the space to expand more on what they've given us, then there's no point.
Yeah,
so
like I genuinely don't understand why it needed, like, in the grand scheme of a show, why it is its whole own episode.
Yeah.
But also I don't think I would put it with Lululand, but I might put it with Harvest Moon.
I would say A, definitely.
I don't know.
Really?
I'm like hyper focused on the bad right now, so that's not helpful.
I was gonna say high A.
Well, okay, what are the goods? There's the, first of all, Dad, there's Chaz, which isn't a good, but like he's there.
I think, like you were saying, in a vacuum, I think it is a fantastic episode, and I think that's worth noting.
And the fight scene at the end.
The fight, crashing a motherfucking wedding. We're doing a Shrek.
But I will say, on a rewatch recently, though, X's and O's, there are things that I think are overdone and annoy me. Like, there's certain bits that are just, I'm just like, oh. But that might just be because I've watched it like 7 fucking times.
Yeah, that one I think I have seen the most, probably.
Yeah,
Do you want to put it low A? Because I think it's definitely above Lululand and Western Energy.
Yeah, and I would say it's above Murder Family, too.
Mm-hmm.
So... I just don't know if it's above Truth Seekers or not. That's my thing.
Yeah, we'll just put it in A and we could reorder later.
We can reorder. It doesn't matter
Okay.
what order in A.
Okay. Western Energy. This is another tricky one, I think.
Yeah, I do like it.
I also like it.
I think it being the follow-up to X's and O's again, and then just... Moxie's just okay.
Yeah, it's so jarring.
Like, obviously he's not okay, and there's, like, the whole gas station thing, which I love when you think about it critically. Like, oh my god, I just had to see my dad. It's like I saw my no-contact dad for the first time in 10 years. I'm gonna kill these guys with a gas pump.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Just got called queer boy.
Yeah.
Awakened some trauma in me.
Yeah, the whole hat thing is funny, and then, I guess... the Stolas and Stella and everything, and that he can get hurt.
He can get hurt. We get a very interesting conversation between Stolas and Stryker, where, like, it's kind of our...
Buddy, your class is showing.
Yeah, like, we're supposed to be rooting for Stolas to be saved in this moment. Or not supposed to be. Like, it introduces this complicated thing of, like, oh, I agree with Stryker, but we're not supposed to be rooting for him right now. So it's interesting and very intentional.
Yeah.
And then also we get the first... Well, not the first, because it's in Owl in a Cage when we see the Osmodian crystals thing in Stolas' book. But then it's this start of this episode when he, like, checks his phone and it's his, like, meeting with Ozzy. So things are in motion, things are happening.
Yeah, it's a catalyst episode through and through, which is great. And they actually do it well, because they don't always do their catalyst episodes well.
Yeah.
Unhappy campers.
We'll get there in a few minutes.
And also, there's the... sexy? It's Stryker, sir.
Yeah. Some really good dialogue.
New Stryker actor and voice. The little imps that sing his theme song. Yeah. I like it a lot. I don't know if it's S.
No, I don't think so. I would even argue B. But I don't know. It's...
See, I wouldn't put it with what's in B, though.
Yeah, that's true.
We can put it in A and then order it later. I don't know where it would go in A.
Yeah. This is hard.
It is
hard. harder than the songs, and we really
Well, no, because you were like, it's not going to take that long. It's going to be pretty easy, like, compare, or at least, like, and I was like, no. Because there's so much to consider in every episode.
Yeah. Okay. Unhappy Campers.
Fuck. F, no. So we were talking about this earlier, and then you were like, shut up, we need to save it for the podcast.
We need to save it for the microphone.
Unhappy Campers, we hate, obviously, but there is the stuff with Blitz and Barbie, and that is really solid.
Yeah.
Like the one scene.
Yes, it should have been the A plot, and it's not. First instinct is D. Like, it would be F if it was just...
I was gonna say, my first instinct is F, but I really do like the Blitz and Barbie stuff, so we can say D.
Yeah.
I think being with Lululand, like, Lululand's similar, it's kind of shit, but it has its moments.
Lululand?
No, sorry, I just saw Via.
Seeing Stars.
Seeing Stars.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely below Seeing Stars.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah, I just love Blitz Barbie.
Yeah.
And so my brain's like, no, put it above Seeing Stars.
You wanted to put it in F, so...
No, when I forgot that Blitz Barbie.
Okay. Another creme de la creme.
Oops, right?
Oops.
Oh, God. S.
It's gotta be, right? I mean, let's talk about it, but it's gotta be
So this is the episode that Audie and I were watching in my dorm room, and we literally grabbed ourselves or each other and went,
Yeah. Oh my god. This one, I would give anything to see it for the first time again, because again, every moment we're like, it'd be crazy if Fizz showed up. Oh my god. It'd be crazy if Crimson. Oh my god.
Especially because I was saying it out loud. I was like, what if?
Yeah.
And I was like, what if, like, Blitz just came and then he fell out of the fucking thing. And what if Crimson, like...
Yeah. Okay, but what if Stryker? No fucking way.
Well, yeah. Well, because it pans up and I was like, Crimson? And I was like, wouldn't it be crazy if Stryker was here?
Yeah.
And then it just turns.
That was just the best watching experience. Definitely S tier. We can debate if it goes above or below the circus later, maybe. If we reorder these.
Yeah.
But
and that's another one, like, we could go on and on and on. Like, it has...
It's so good.
It's the Blitz... Fizz, which we know we're crazy about.
Fizz,
everyone knows.
Fizz.
Yeah, I mean, everyone also loves this episode because of the Aussie Fizz stuff. But a lot of people do like it for that. Yeah.
I think it appeals to pretty much any audience of the show, I feel. Yeah, cool. Mammon's Magnificent Musical Mid-Season Special
has a lot of good, has a lot of...
It's an episode where when you rewatch it, you skip around.
Yeah. I think it's a little too musical, but that's kind of the point.
It is the point, yeah.
It has Fizz Panic Attack, so I'm biased, because really good.
It has... What's the kid's name? Oliver?
Is that his name?
I think so. I could be wrong.
Wee. That's his name.
Yeah.
And yeah, the ASL rep.
That is animated very well.
Yeah, very well. Like, you can tell they either had someone or got someone on the team that knows ASL at least a little bit. Because it's good. It's well thought out. Fizz has a fucking sign name, and it's if you don't know this, Fizz has a sign name in this that Ollie, the kid.
Let me look it up because I feel really bad if that's not his name.
Yeah, the kid signs, and it is an F sign, like for Fizz, on the nose, like because of a clown nose, and especially because the clown sign is the nose. Yeah. So,
so cute,
so good, so cute, and so authentic. Like that's a sign name is usually the letter of the start of a name and actual sign. I say actual, you know what I mean. Yeah. A sign of a thing.
It is Oliver, by the way. I'm right about everything.
Okay. So yeah.
Cool.
I don't think I'd put an S though.
No, I wouldn't either. I'm not even sure about A.
See, I'd put it with some things on A, but I wouldn't put it with everything on A.
That makes me think we'll have to rethink our A tier. Because it has crooked.
Oh, fuck, it has crooked. B.
I was feeling B. I think we're going to have to really go through this and figure things out. But I feel okay about B for now.
Full moon?
Full moon.
Sorry, I'm looking at his face.
The fucking cherubs are back. Put it in F tier.
Oh, no, it's gonna get bumped down because the fucking cherubs are in it.
Yeah, they again, take A-plot, up so B-plot. Much space in that episode.
A-plot, great. B-plot, fucking horrible. Yeah. Like, why are they... I also don't like... Controversial opinion. I don't fucking like the agents. I don't like cherubs. I don't think that any of them should be there.
Yeah, the agents I don't mind.
I don't mind, but I don't see their purpose. Like, I understand that they're going to do something, but keeping it in hell makes it so much more interesting.
Yeah, well, I don't know. There is a lot to do within the world of hell, but I understand the appeal of taking some of it to Earth because that adds a whole new level of stakes to it, and also like they do their business on Earth, so that connection is there. Yeah. The cherubs, I agree. They could have never come back. They never had to be here in the first place, but they definitely did not have to come back. Agents, I don't mind. They're entertaining enough for me.
Yeah, I think the agents, they're like fine.
Yeah.
I think they irk me mostly, and like in Truth Seekers, they're fine. They're a good bit. Yeah. I don't think they needed to come back, but I'm okay that they came back. As opposed to the cherubs, they didn't need to come back, and I'm not okay that they came back.
Yeah.
But I think it's the fact that they take up so much space.
Yeah.
And there's so much world building in this episode that I'm just like, okay, I don't care. I don't want this to be a big plot. Like, I would love the agents to take up exactly as much space as they take up in Truth Seekers. You know, like, this is a little side thing. Yeah. I don't want to know the whole lore of their company and how it's getting funded now. I don't want to know what they're doing. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, if they just show up and they become a villain again for one episode, sure. I don't want them to be a huge thing in the show. And they, again, so much of this episode space is them.
I think they should lean more into cartoon logic, like back in Truth Seekers, where it's like it starts with the agents and they're like, we're never gonna find a demon, and then they look at the cameras and like it's like crazy coincidence, silly thing. But if they did more of that instead of being like, no, we need a reason for the agents to be here. It's like, no, we don't. You could just be like, have, you know, I don't know.
And you mean to tell me those motherfuckers made all that shit? I don't believe it.
Yeah. Like, I know...
I think that's also another thing, is they're silly, and they're, like, conspiracy theorists, and they're meant to be crazy and all of that.
Yeah.
And then they make them, like, real? Yeah, and, like, super-duper smart and, like, good at their field. I feel like it's not viable to me.
Because they were, like, government officials from the beginning. Like, they worked for the government. And then Truth Seekers ends with them being like, look at all this proof we can send up to corporate, so they'll have to take us seriously now. So, like, I get that, but it is a very hard jump, I agree.
I feel like they're trying to make them very serious while also keeping their really silly nature, and they don't jive.
No.
So they're just not very strong characters for me.
Yeah.
But
they should be like Team Rocket villains.
Yeah.
That's
a really good
energy.
That's a really good way to explain it. I agree.
Yeah.
Like
they just kind of show up.
Yeah. And again, that's the cartoon logic. Like, oh, they're here.
Yeah. The cherubs can be their Meowth if they really need to fucking be there. Like.
Yeah. But for the good stuff, we have one. When I See Him, is that this one?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a banger.
That's a banger.
We don't really hear Brandon Rogers sing.
He does a little harmonizing.
Yeah, but I really like the rap in this. It's so blitz.
Yeah. Really good job with that song.
Yeah, that song's great.
We have Blitz shopping for sex toys and going to Fizz's store.
Yeah,
which is cute.
that is cute, and we get like Fizz for, continuing.
Yeah.
And also, we get like the whole journey with Blitz as well, of Luna being like, oh, he's getting sick of you, and then him being like, oh, he's getting sick of me, I'm gonna stop my game, and like he like has his little bow tie, like before Luna even says that, he's like ready.
Yeah.
And like, sorry, I'm watching the cars, they're like having trouble out there. But anyway, like that's the second car that's gone by and had like an ice problem. But anyway, it's winter in Vermont, so obviously but yeah, and then we get the scene, fight,
which is one of the most solid scenes in the whole show. I think, like the entire fight.
Yeah.
We get, because we're smaller and not as important, we get, am I not fucking you good enough? I can do better.
Tail flick.
Tail flicks out the wazoo.
Well, there's a tail flick after that specific line, and it fucks me up.
There's a lot in that scene alone.
We get Blitz showing him all the toys and being so excited and like trying to prove himself, and then Stolas being like, do you have my book, Blitz?
Mm-hmm. And the smile drops. It's very good.
Some of the best fucking voice acting of this entire show is in this episode.
Yes. And also, like, the stuff with the cherubs and the agents, don't care about it, but that like very casual build up to this very huge scene it does work effectively. It's like you're sitting there like, okay, what am I watching? And then that happens. It's like, oh my god.
I think it does do that job. I just wish it wasn't there. Like, I wish maybe they had a million Moxie plot going on at the same time.
Yes.
Or what's going on in the office while they're doing this. Yeah. Luna was worried that he's getting sick of him. Well, what's her reaction to that? And what's the rest of the office's reaction to that? Yeah. Like, there's so much more relevant stuff that they could have done than the cherubs.
Yeah. Could have been like office gambling pool, will Blitz and Stolas break up, will we have jobs tomorrow?
Could have been like, we finally get to see how Millie knows all the fucking Verosika's workmates' names. Maybe they party when Blitz isn't there. Like, anything to do with the main cast would have been great.
Yeah.
So like, I understand I understand what you're saying, that reason for that dynamic the pacing, but
should have been something else. Anything else.
And I think that docks it down a little.
So not S. How we feel?
So let's see, what do we have in A?
In A, we have Aussies, Truth Seekers, Murder Family, X's and O's, and Western Energy.
See, for me, this episode is not, I'm not saying on par with Unhappy Campers. Like, I think it is definitely higher, but it's similar in that way with, like, when I think of it, I don't think of the scene at the end.
Really?
I guess when I say Apology Tour, I do. But when I'm, like, looking at this... Full Moon.
You getting freaking ahead of yourself.
I getting ahead of myself. But when I'm looking at this... Go.
The thumbnail for the
thumbnail,
episode.
Yeah. I guess it's just not what comes up in my head. I don't know. And just because the cherubs do and the agents take up so much of the space.
Yeah.
So that's why I think it would be A or B.
Or B, like high B.
Yeah.
I think I'd agree with that.
High B. And let it be on the record that if this episode were just the Blitz and Stolas scenes, it would probably be S.
It probably would, yeah.
But yeah.
Okay. Now, Apology Tour.
Okay.
This one I've always been really back and forth and iffy on.
Yeah.
When it first dropped, I think maybe my expectations were just...
Your expectations were really high.
Not really high, just in a very specific place. Yeah. And then it was not that.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you were... Because we knew we had just gotten... it was the summer, right?
Yeah.
And then we were like talking, and you were like every day you're like, this is what's gonna happen, and then it didn't.
That's the thing about having a podcast like this. We start theorizing way in advance, and then when things don't go exactly how we want or expect them to, it's really hard to reconcile that with whether or not it's good for the show. At least for me, that's something that's hard.
It can be, yeah.
But then, like, I've had time to go back and watch it since then, and I do like it a lot more than I did at first. It does still... I don't know. It's weird.
Let's break it down.
Yeah.
So, opening scene, I fucking love.
Yes.
Where Blitz just shows up, and Stolas is so cunty, like, hello.
Hello.
And the, so what are you doing here, then?
Yeah.
That's really good. And then the communication, we see the communication barrier with Blitz being like, fuck you, I'm not gonna have feelings, you bitch. And then Stolas being like, okay, I'm gonna take some space. And then he's like, no. And then he's like, bye.
Yeah,
setting boundaries, it's great.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see Stolas, like, you know, very much in the wrong in a lot of ways. And, like, we're rooting for Blitz, but also, like, Stolas making these very healthy choices to try and just...
I will say that it did feel a little out of place for me. Just flipping back from his really emotionally immature in the last scene of the last episode. And then flipping to this where he's being really emotionally mature. But that's neither here nor there, because also sometimes you sleep and you're better.
And like also, you know... He obviously had plans to give Blitz the crystal, but he didn't know exactly where the conversation was going to go, and it's hard to maintain emotional maturity in a high argument like that, where Blitz is fucking screaming at him.
And then and this is the opposite, where Blitz comes in and he's like, I'm going to make it better, and we're going to make up just like every other time, and that doesn't happen. He goes, what the fuck?
Yeah. A lot of really interesting character motivations going on.
Yes. And then the I Hate Blitzo party is just inherently really funny.
So funny. I really want the Blitzo Kill Yourself shirt that they sell in the
Molly Wackford's in this one in a really good way.
Yeah.
The apology tour. The party has some really, really good things, and I also think some kind of overdone things. Yeah. So that's something. Yeah. The apology tour, though, we can talk about that. That has a lot of funny bits. It wraps up a lot.
Martha and what's her face from Murder Family. Yeah, they're dating. They're fucking. Or fucking. We don't know exactly.
I think it's implied fucking, at least, because of the towels.
At least, certainly. I like to think that they have a "what are we" kind of conversation.
They just had the same conversation this morning. And then they fucked, and now they're better. Yeah. Well, they said, we love each other, and then they fucked. Yeah. They're the foil.
They're the foil. I would not be surprised if the show went that route.
And I would honestly be okay with it.
I'd be so on board. This should become the Martha and... What's the bitch's name? I don't know. But it should become their show.
Yeah, I agree.
The bitch's name. Sorry. I'm a misogynist, apparently.
Wow.
Okay, so what are you... Instinctively, I'm feeling... I don't know. B? High B? Low A?
Are you forgetting that All To You is in this episode?
All To You is really fucking good.
It's like your favorite fucking song.
It's up there for sure.
We weren't allowed to talk about animation as much as I wanted to for the songs. Animation for All To You.
Yes. In general, you know, each episode we go through, the animation is just better and better for the most
part. But that's
just
a really good animation sequence.
Yeah, it is. The glass shards.
Yeah. The glass shards, if you get it, you do.
If you know, you know. We gotta start making more obscure merch that's just like the glass shards.
Okay, question for the fans, especially because we're on our Ko-fi here. Yeah. Would you buy random ass merch from us, like the "It's cute, I skip it every time," or the glass shards, or
Davey the dinosaur who holds up our microphone?
Yes, like just random. Would you buy that kind of stuff as opposed to like with our logo?
Yeah.
And then also, if you, I don't know if Ko-fi has comment feature. We haven't used it yet, but
I think it does.
We know one of our subscribers messages us every fucking day, so not derogatorily, we love you. But tell us if there's any other things that we say a lot that we're forgetting.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Okay, so right now, this might not be the order we stick with, but right now we have Western Energy at the end of A tier and Full Moon at the start of B tier. Which of those does it feel closer to?
Western Energy.
Yeah, I think I agree. So A tier.
Yeah, because I think I would put it with Western Energy. I wouldn't put it in S. It's not quite there.
No.
But...
Yeah. I think I'm okay with that. Yeah.
Because we also... Another thing I think you're forgiving is we have Stoles.
Stalls. Oh my god.
We have that whole conversation. We have Blitz. We have Veronica and Blitz.
Yeah.
I think you're forgetting this whole second half of the episode, actually.
No, this episode, each individual part is good. There's just something about it that's not as exciting for me, but it definitely has grown on me over time.
I think also it comes in between some really, really good episodes. Like, the end, I think comparatively to the rest of season 2 after this, maybe it's not the best. But I don't know. I think I would put it above Murder Family.
Yeah, we can.
We'll reorder. But I think it's not quite S. I agree with that.
Okay.
Just because of what we have going forward.
Yeah. Okay. Ghost fuckers. Again, a lot of good moments. Definitely a lot of stuff that's not as interesting.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing is we have, like, the whole ghost fucker concept. Mm-hmm. It's a Bill Cipher ripoff.
It's a Bill Cipher ripoff.
But there's some things that make it, like, I think having all this stuff with Blitz's mom wouldn't have been that effective if we weren't in a paranormal setting. Like, I think there might have been, like, maybe the hell equivalent of paranormal, like, whatever.
Yeah.
They could have done it in a different way. I think this is the episode that has the, like, the random lore drop that results in resolving the entire episode, and I really hate it.
Yeah.
But this also has all the memory sequence. And Blitz, like, crying while he's beating up Millie against his will.
Yeah, it does.
It has Millie and Blitz, which we don't like, but it's nice that they are getting something.
It's very... the only thing for me, it's very tropey, which is not always a bad thing, but it does just kind of feel like, okay, we've introduced all of these bits and pieces of, like, Blitz's past and his trauma and whatever. Now we're just gonna, like, put it all in this episode, like, sort of like a reminder. This is everything. Through this, like, you know, worst memory sequence, which is the whole, like, you know, you have to watch all of your worst fears and worst memories happen before your eyes. That is a trope I love when I'm just, like, writing for fun. Mm-hmm. I don't know that it always works super well in actual... It feels like a cop-out and, like, not fully necessary. I think, we know all of this.
I think also, I think it uses a lot of tropes for the fact that it is meant to, because it uses all those references as well.
Yeah, Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, like, and Clockwork Orange. I think that's the purpose of the episode. Or at least, like, the overlying theme. Mm-hmm. Underlying? Something like that.
Do you need a charger for your
laptop?
I
do. But... That said, I hate when shows do that. So
yeah, there are some ways in which it works, other ways in which it's like, okay.
Yeah, I do like getting some Millie backstory, as bad as it is,
right? And
some IMP backstory.
Yeah.
I never thought I'd leave the farm.
Oh my god, like, that knocks it down a whole tier.
F.
No, I would say C.
What do we have?
We have the pilot, Spring Broken, and Queen Bee and C.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, because also it's Blitz and his mom for me. Mm-hmm. That makes me be like, ugh, but because there's the sequence where he's a teenager and he runs into his mom and then he begs her while she's on fucking fire. There's the Millies.
The Millies are good.
There's the scene where Blitz is trying to hold on and going, Millie, please, please, and he's slipping down. Gut-wrenching. That's the thing, is the voice acting in this episode.
Voice acting is very good.
Like, phenomenal.
But just, like, all of these best moments, for the most part, they're, like, a solid chunk in the middle of the episode.
Yeah.
And then there's just so much before and after that is either just fine or is bad.
Yeah.
Like, I never thought I'd leave the farm.
Yeah. I think it has so many really bad things that it has to be pretty low.
Yeah.
But it has some really good things. And then also Millie and Blitz, their, like, friendship is so cute. Mm-hmm. But we haven't really seen much more of that.
Yeah, it was very kind of like, okay, cool, but since when?
And then also the whole, like, I'm not going to try to fuck you anymore, but Moxie is still hot is really funny.
Yeah.
I'd be okay with C.
C.
Okay. Yeah. Because I think I agree, like, if we're talking about, like, because, like, Lululand, for example, is in B. That it doesn't have anything extraordinary like this one does, but it doesn't have anything bad either.
Yeah, it's just overall more solid.
Yeah.
Okay, then we got Mastermind.
Mastermind
it's got a lot of flaws.
It does.
It has some atrocious dialogue.
It does. But it has Mastermind.
It has the song Master.
It's got Hades Town. Like.
I'm really fond of this episode. I just do want to right off the bat acknowledge it's complicated.
Yeah. Okay.
But I like it a lot.
I need to like run through the episode real quick.
Yeah,
on everything. Intern's great. I love them.
Interns.
Kind of a little like unnecessary, but I love them.
Yeah, funny bit.
I don't like the concept of how they reaped them, and the dialogue of the reapers for the court are horrible. But the way that they fucking freak the fuck out in all the wrong ways is really funny.
Blitz grabbing the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches from the fridge.
Blitz, that's just Blitz's crash out. Because we also this is a moment when Blitz would crash out.
Yeah.
This is his worst fucking fear.
Yeah.
And he's grabbing peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. So yeah, and then the court, which
is the majority of the episode, the trial.
Yeah, the trial. I mean, it has some really heart-wrenching things too. Like Fizz just sitting there. Fizz not just sitting there, actually, because remember we decoded this. Fizz waiting for Ozzy to come home for lunch, and then turning on the TV while he's enjoying his lunch that his boyfriend couldn't make to have with him, and then seeing his best friend on trial.
Well, his boyfriend is just sitting there. Yeah, imagine, like, your boyfriend is like, okay, I gotta go to work, there's some, like, imp trial or something, you're like, okay, love you, and then you turn on the TV to see, like, I want to see my boyfriend at work, and then your best friend!
And he doesn't tell him.
Yeah!
And
like,
then he
and
says,
also checked his phone to see Fizz's message. Yeah. Oh, we can't get into this.
We can't.
We already did this.
We did. But there is that whole thing, there's the whole, like, Blitz taking Stolas home, and then also the whole walk home. And like the class divide, there's Blitz getting all the texts and finally feeling proud of himself. Yeah. With the opposite of Stolas being like, I'm the worst person ever.
We have Visago.
S.
Cántalo, baby!
Cántalo, baby!
We got, I mean, just so much has been building to this episode. Yeah. This is a real climax moment here.
This is the penultimate, no?
The penultimate, yeah.
Yeah.
I would be okay with S. I don't know if you were kidding or not. I'd say high A or low S.
Let's see what we've got in S. Circus is just so solid, and Oops is...
Yeah, that's the thing. Those two are both so solid.
I would say A.
A. High A?
Yeah, I think A is not in an order right now.
No, it's not. Okay, I'll just put it in A.
Yeah. Because it's definitely good, but like you said, it has some writing flaws. It has... Yeah. It's just... It's not as solid.
Yeah. But very good.
Yes.
Okay, then last one, and then we gotta go through all of this again, make sure it's all good.
And we're almost at the hour mark, but
Sinsmiss.
There's a lot of really good. There's a lot of I fucking hate it.
I'm really sensing a theme in just the general consistency of this show.
But this episode's worse.
Yeah,
because we get the kiss in this episode.
Oh my god.
But we also get I Will Be Okay.
Yeah, fuck, man.
We get Stolas' crash out. We get Stolas going, I'm poor.
We get really good being off your meds.
Yes.
Representation.
God, so relevant.
Like, really. Yeah. We get, I mean, the balcony scene at the end. There's a lot of complexities there. You know, my twin sister...
They mentioned Barbie Wire, I go fucking crazy.
The fight with Androlphus, just like choreographically, is very cool, I think, visually entertaining.
Yeah. The medieval, like, yeah.
Luna full wolf form.
Yeah. Also, this is a bit of a tangent, but I will be quick, because when we did Sinsmiss, I hadn't watched Arcane yet. There is a quote in Arcane, if you've seen, and it's not a spoil, if you've seen Arcane, that somebody, I won't say who, says, quote, there's nothing as undoing as a daughter. And that's this episode.
Fuck.
There's nothing so undoing as a daughter.
That's fuck.
Which I thought was, I've been meaning to tell you about that quote.
I would have watched the show by now, man.
And I will say, you know how I've told you about their sisters? That's about one of the sisters.
Lovely. There's nothing so undoing as a daughter. Awesome. I'm gonna have a
So you'll fucking watch it now? I've been telling this guy.
I've said I'm going to.
Okay, but when? Turn it on.
I don't watch anything. I watch YouTube. I'm really bad. Okay.
You can watch edits on YouTube. You have to watch it first.
Okay.
Anyway.
Sinsmiss.
I'm sorry, I just thought of it and I was like, the masses, I know there's overlap here.
Yeah.
They need to know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know where this one goes. I'd say, like, middle to high.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't say S.
No.
If they didn't have the kiss, I think it would be a lot better.
Mm-hmm. It's a complicated one.
It's definitely A or B, but
Yeah. Okay, is it closer to... Well, this is tough. These are not in a good order. But in A, we have Aussies, Truth Seekers, Murder Family, X's and O's, Western Energy, fucking Apology Tour, and Mastermind. In B, we have... The fuck is this? Full Moon.
See?
I'm just looking at thumbnails. Lululand, Harvest Moon, Mammon Special.
Yeah. I would say A.
Yeah, I think it'll end up being a lower A, but I agree.
Okay, and then in your rereading, I'm wondering, is Murder Family really A, or is it B?
Let's start from the bottom and go up.
Okay.
So in F we have Cherubs. I think that's true.
Yeah.
That's the worst episode.
Yes.
I would say. Okay. In D, Seeing Stars and Unhappy Campers.
Yes.
That order. Seeing Stars is better, and then Unhappy Campers is worse.
Yeah, I think the good of Unhappy Campers is better.
Yeah.
But the bad is worse. Like, the bad... Like, they're both misogynistic. They're both about the plot revolving around the men. But Unhappy Campers is in a way worse way.
Yeah, but you're right, though, that the good in Unhappy Campers is way more interesting than the good in Seeing Stars. So I don't know, actually.
Yeah.
Could go either way.
We could flip them. I'm not fond of either, so it doesn't matter to me.
I'm honest, just for me, like, Seeing Stars, I never have fun watching it.
I never
Unhappy
do
Campers, even with its flaws, there are some parts that are fun, you know?
Yeah. The thing for me is Seeing Stars is just such a nothing one, I don't care.
Yeah.
Whereas Unhappy Campers makes me angry.
Yeah, that's fair.
But also the last scene, or not the last one, but the Barbie and Blitz stuff.
It's important.
It's important, and it makes me fucking crazy in a good way.
I'm gonna flip them.
Okay.
If that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it matters that much.
It's so nominal. Okay. So then C tier, we have the pilot, Spring Broken, Queen Bee, and Ghost Fuckers.
Honestly, the pilot at the top, I think, is good.
Yeah, I think that order makes sense. Or what are you thinking?
I think I would move Ghost Fuckers.
Yeah, above Queen Bee?
Yeah.
Above Spring Broken?
I think so.
Yeah, I see that.
Just because Spring Broken, like, again, there's some really good and, like, important stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas Spring Broken's kind of just a nothing, and Queen Bee is...
Yeah. Okay.
There is some really important stuff in Queen Bee, but not anything that's been that relevant.
Yeah.
Whereas Ghost Fuckers is another catalyst.
Okay. So then B tier, Full Moon, Lululand, Harvest Moon, Mammon Special.
You know what I forgot is in Mammon?
What?
You have been living rent-free in Fizz's head for years.
Is this Fizz's former bestie? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's true. I'm
kind of feeling Harvest Moon at the end of this tier.
Really?
Am I?
I'm kind of feeling... I'm almost feeling Lululand at the end of this tier.
I was going to say both of them near the end.
Yeah.
Like I was going to say move Mammon up.
Lululand, it is pretty solid, but in terms of, like, importance, you know. I mean, it does really set up all of the Via and Stolas stuff.
Yeah.
Is the thing.
But that doesn't actually get relevant until much later. Well, Seeing Stars.
Yeah.
But this is episode 4 of season 1, and Seeing Stars is episode 2 of season 2.
This is episode 2 of season 1.
Oh, my fucking bad.
Yeah. So, yeah. So, maybe, like, that.
That's actually really interesting. 2 of season 1, 2 of season 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Full Moon, Mammon, Lululand. What? Oh my god, Harvest Moon. Jesus.
I feel like the last two, Lululand and Harvest Moon, could just get switched for days.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think either way we put it is fine. I do think Apology Tour at the top. Full Moon. Sorry. Full Moon at the top because, see, I associate the fight in Full Moon with Apology Tour, I think is the thing. 'Cause like, when I look at them, I think it's a Apology Tour. When I look at them, I think it's Full Moon.
Yeah.
So when I look at them are Blitz and Stolas, and the second them is the Cherubs, by the way. But yeah.
Yeah.
I think that works.
Okay. So then A tier, this is our biggest tier. We have Aussies, Truth Seekers, Murder Family, X's and O's, Western Energy, Apology Tour, Mastermind, Sinsmas.
I think maybe Murder Family should be B. High B. But
High
I think
B?
It should be B.
I think I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Because, again, not too much important. Sets up a lot. Great pilot, but okay.
Yeah. I think it gets a lot of credit because it's a pilot.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's really on par with what's an A.
Yeah.
Okay,
I would say Mastermind towards the top.
Oh, yes.
I don't know
sure.
where exactly.
I feel like the top.
The top, okay.
Mastermind. No, it's not quite an S, but it's like it's almost there.
It's almost there.
So yeah, top of it.
I'd say like the Circus and Oops, which are S tier. Those are like no notes episodes.
Yeah, you know? And Mastermind does have notes.
It's got notes aplenty. Okay, so then.
Western Energy, I feel like is pretty high too.
Western Energy, like second or?
Second for now, and we might move something else there.
Let's see, Aussies above or below Truth Seekers?
I'm like, you know when you like fast forward a video, I'm like,
yeah.
I
think they're pretty on par with each other.
They're pretty on par. I think I would put Truth Seekers above.
Yeah.
But I would definitely put them next to each other.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with that.
Okay.
X's and O's.
I feel like that's good. I feel like right after Aussies.
Right after Aussies?
Yeah. Apology Tour, I feel like might need to be a little higher. But also they're all so good.
Yeah, this is tough. What about Sinsmas?
Sinsmas is fine.
Sinsmas at the end? Sinsmas at the end?
Sinsmas at the end for a punishment of the kiss.
Yeah, true. That
You're in the penalty box, bitch. Like
that should have been Fizz on Blitz's lips.
Honestly, F. No, kidding.
F for Fizz Blitz.
No, it's only an A because we love Via.
True. No, it's a good episode. It's definitely a complicated one for us. So, Apology Tour, you think?
It's not even that it should have been Fizz. It's that, why the fuck did you have the best, most emotionally intimate scene at the end and have them kiss before it?
Yeah.
Like, who signed off on that?
No, it's not. No. We will die on that hill.
Yeah.
Okay, Apology Tour.
Let's run through what we didn't like about Apology Tour first again, because I forget.
I don't know. There's something about it that just doesn't work for me.
You think it doesn't work well together?
I guess.
I think it has a lot of, like, squirreliness to it.
Yeah.
But also it's all on plot squirreliness. Like, it's all leads into each other. One of the best songs.
True. I keep forgetting about the song. You're right.
It has fucking Stoles. And that whole scene. And then Ver and Verosica.
Ver, yeah. Okay, we could put it third. Mastermind, Western Energy.
I think Mastermind definitely first. I'm trying
to switch.
Yeah, I'm trying to think through what happens in Western Energy. I think switch. Because I think a big part Western Energy is up here is that he can get hurt and the lines in Apology Tour are more hitting.
Mm-hmm. So Mastermind, Apology Tour, Western Energy, Truth Seekers, Aussies, X's and O's, Sinsmas.
The last two.
X's and O's being so far back is really strange for me. Like,
it is really strange. But it's really strange, but then when we go back through it, I'm like, fuck that episode in my brain. But it did have us in a chokehold.
Yeah.
But I think it had us in a chokehold when we really cared about Moxie, and now we don't.
Yeah.
Because there's been no development.
Yeah, and that is important. Like, we can't just view it in a vacuum. I think that feels okay.
I am on the fence about X's and O's and Sinsmas, personally.
You want to switch them?
I'm thinking about it. Because Sinsmas has a lot of notes, but Sinsmas has a lot of good.
I'd be okay with that, I think.
Because, like, I feel like X's and O's could be a B, but it's a little better. Like, it's a little above Murder Family, you know? So I think putting these next to each other makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
And
then S tier, we've got The Circus and Oops.
They're both really good.
They're both so good.
I feel like I feel like Oops might be above just because of the viewing experience. Mm-hmm. Like, it just was back to back to back to back surprises. Like, caught off guard. Amazing.
Yeah. I mean, the circus, I think, I'd agree not as much, but I think very well what am I saying? Like, succeeded at a similar thing. Like, with just opening with them as children is like, whoa, and then we get baby Fizz, and it's like, whoa, and Fizz, and that's his dad. So, very similar.
It is similar.
I think I'd be fine with them in any order, but I would be okay with putting Oops above.
Yeah, I think I'd be okay with them in any order either. I think Oops above just because, I don't know.
Yeah.
My brain.
I think also, like, we've shifted from, like, we care much more about Blitz and Fizz than we do about Blitz and Stolas.
And I'm also I love Fizz as a character so much, so I'm gonna be a little biased.
Yeah.
But also it brings so much together, and then the Blitz and Fizz vibe is so much more interesting than any other vibe in the show, and it's that's the whole point of this episode.
Yeah.
We get the backstory from both sides. Mm-hmm. They do that really well, and the, like, yeah.
We get Blitz holding his love letter. We haven't gotten any follow-up to that, but surely, please.
But we also get the, like, really, I think, like, the most emotion we've seen from Blitz at this point. Obviously, we see more in Full Moon.
Yeah.
But the you were all I had, Fizz. Mm-hmm. And you had no idea what I lost in that fire. Yeah. So that also sets up everything with Mom. Yeah. Like,
it's really good. Like, I think it's my favorite.
I was gonna say, since we're picking the top of S tier is picking our favorite episode, and I think it is Oops.
Yeah. And there we go.
That's our tier list. Should we read it all one more time?
Okay.
Now that we've rewarded.
From top to bottom this time?
Sure.
Okay. In S tier, Oops. The Circus. In A tier, what the fuck is this? Mastermind. Mastermind. Apology Tour. Western Energy. Truth Seekers. Aussies. Sinsmas. X's and O's. B tier. Murder Family. Full Moon. Mammon's Magnificent Musical Mid-Season Special.
Says a normal guy.
Lululand. Harvest Moon. C tier. Pilot. Ghostfuckers. Spring Broken. Queen Bee. D tier, Unhappy Campers, Seeing Stars. F tier, Cherubs.
I know we can't move it around again, but the fucking pilot caught me off guard.
Yeah, the pilot is above. Let's see, it's in C tier with 3 others, but it's the highest in C tier, so it is above 6 episodes of the show, and it's not even, like, quote-unquote canon.
I don't know if that's true.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe switch. Definitely switch with Ghostfuckers.
With Ghostfuckers, yeah.
My fucking problem is I keep thinking of one, like, I'm like, but Queen Bee is good because I'm thinking of one scene.
Yeah. Do you want to, are you saying put it at the end of C?
I don't know. Because I don't know if I'd,
crazy,
I also don't know if I'd put it under Spring Broke, you know?
Yeah, it is an interesting one because it's obviously set apart from all of these, but it does have a lot of funny, iconic lines.
Yeah, it has some and it's it's not a pilot technically, but... Yeah.
Calm down, Mox. You're gonna have another panic attack.
And is that one the art class one, or is that a different?
That's Spring Broken.
Oh, then maybe do put it above. No, I don't know. Oh, we get Wally in pilot, don't we?
Do we?
Or no, that's Cherubs.
LOL. I don't even know at this point.
Yeah,
we could do this all day. Is the thing, but I put it below Spring Broken.
I feel like at that point, just put it at the end.
Put it at the end?
Yeah.
Okay. And then that way it's only above Unhappy Camper, Seeing Stars, and Cherubs.
Yeah, all the ones we actually have problems with.
That feels right.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So maybe just restart C tier.
From C tier, Ghostfuckers, Spring Broken, Queen Bee, The Pilot. D tier, we have Unhappy Campers, Seeing Stars. F tier, we have Cherubs. Okay. That feels better.
Yes.
That's our tier list.
We will probably put this on Ko-fi first.
Yes.
And then when it comes out on Spotify, we'll put it up on the Instagram.
On Instagram, yeah. Coolio.
I hope you enjoyed listening.
Yes. Shout out to our Goetia tier listener, Emily/Millie. golf claps for you. So
I was going to drum roll, but then you just kept talking, so.
Thank you for your support. You're awesome and cool and awesome. If you want a special shout out at the end of our episodes, subscribe to us on the Goetia tier on our Ko-fi.
Mm-hmm. And if you want things early, subscribe on any other tier.
Any other tier on Ko-fi. And remember, the first 10 subscribers get a free sticker while supplies last.
Which Emily and Jessica were sending them out this weekend, I promise.
We're sending them. We're sending them. We wanted to wait till we were in person to send them so that we could do little personalized messages.
Yes.
And then the start of semester got to us.
Yeah.
But they're coming. They're coming.
You were so scared.
Yeah, more bonus content coming your way. Hot shots. I don't know what I'm saying. I feel delirious.
Yeah, I think you're losing it.
Losing the plot. Anything else? Follow the Instagram.
Follow the Instagram at Double A Discussions, unfortunately, because we can't get the at Helluva Boss,
Helluva Podcast. We gotta go. Thanks. Stay sexy.